Your company has quite the track record of working with organizations in high pressures situations as they go through merger acquisitions and other challenges. Let's talk a little bit about that and what you bring to those companies.
Whole objective is to make sure things stay together. Either the groups of people, the end goal, the organization, the communication pattern, whatever it is. If they're expanding new lines of revenue, whatever the case may be. So let me give you an example of something that looks like. And by the way, we never call it team building, right? Because everybody is very sensitive to that word. It's
Mhm.
team alignment.
So what's the difference?
So, team building leads a lot of people, especially in the executive suite, for whatever reason. They think it's a bunch of soft skills, right? And it's absolutely not. These are hard skills. I call it DNA, right?
Mhm.
It's actual, again, an assessment, which I'm probably going to, be blue in the face from saying that word, but um, I can assess every single executive person's DNA and tell you what their top 25 skills are and how they're being used from well developed, needs developed, underdeveloped, and plot them. So we know if, the person who's communicating all of this information to every single person within the organization's cascading it out is the person that should be generating and communicating that information, or if it really should be another person who carries more influence within the organization. It's amazing. These are not soft skills, these are hard skills that are transferable. So it does a lot of different things. It tells you what committee should be formed based on what you've got. It also tells you what needs to be developed and it tells you specifics on how to do it. So it does a lot of different things. And it also tells you why the conflict exists between these two people specifically. But nonetheless, so here's an example, right? So um, I worked with, I think it was last year. It was a veterinarian office that had decided, they had several locations, and they decided that they were going to go to market. And they went to market and they found a buyer. Well, that buyer already owned a buku of other businesses, right? So they ended up getting private equity. Well, I fumble here, but here's what ended up happening. When we ran these assessments, we were able to find that the reason why things were a little tense. One, the motivations, remember that they are uh, conceptual, right? So they're all neurological things. These people were wired in the resource field to ask the question, what's in it for me first, even though their customer bank really wanted to feel warm and fuzzy. So all of their external messaging came across as cold, and it came across as we don't really do warm and fuzzy. And these people are bringing their sick pets to them. So it didn't jibe, it didn't fit. So we made a couple of tweaks. We adjusted a few things within this small executive team. It made a huge shift in the management styles, in the coaching styles. Within 4 months, the revenues increased. They attracted three new veterinarians to their practice. They were able to succeed in ways that they didn't think that they could before. It changed their whole branding package. It was all because we could show them with the data. Look, this is just how you're wired. You gotta get people in here who are warm and fuzzy. But by the way, you have these people. You just need to empower them and trust them. And if you don't believe they're ready, here's what we need to do to get them ready. A
So
little
how
case.
how was the response after they reviewed the data? How did they respond to the
Once you
result?
see it,
Mhm.
you're like, that's it. We just needed to see it. Shifting perspective is a lot, and you just have to know how to unlock it.